America's dependence on foreign oil has gone down. In fact, in 2010, it was under 50% for the first time in 13 years.
In 8 years, we're going to get a North America energy independent where we don't have to buy any oil whatsoever from the Middle East or from Venezuela.
They're both right. 45% of the oil Americans consume is imported. That's way down from the peak of 60% in 2005, and it's largely due to lower demand since the recession and America's new energy boom. In fact, the United States is the third largest producer of oil in the world today, and oil production has jumped 14% in the last 3 years alone, largely due to advances in technology. Hydraulic fracturing, or fracking, can now extract oil and gas trapped deep in shale rock, and deepwater drilling in the Gulf of Mexico is bringing even more oil to the market. But even with those advances, America, the world's biggest consumer of crude oil, still needs more than it produces. 29% of America's imported oil comes from right next door, much of it from the rich oil sands of Canada. Another 19% comes from Mexico and Venezuela. Only 14% of America's imports actually come from Saudi Arabia. Both President Obama and Mitt Romney want to wean America off its dependency on foreign oil, and they agree that expanding domestic oil production is crucial, but there are key differences in their approaches.
Meeting the goal of cutting our oil dependence depends largely on two things. First, finding and producing more oil at home. Second, reducing our overall dependence on oil with cleaner alternative fuels and greater efficiency.
President Obama wants to curb consumption. In August, his administration proposed fuel economy standards for cars that would average 54.5 miles per gallon by 2025. And he favors alternative forms of energy to replace oil. At the same time, he has opened up new areas of drilling in the Gulf of Mexico and says he'll do the same in the Arctic. Romney says he'll move to open up the Pacific and Atlantic coasts to drilling, something President Obama opposes.
We're going to open up federal lands to really take advantage of those resources. And this is not just talk.
Romney's drill everywhere approach is unlikely to reap much new bounty, though. According to the Congressional Budget Office, more than 2/3 of the country's oil and gas is currently available for drilling. America is working toward energy independence in the long run, but for the time being, it'll still depend on oil imports, regardless of who's in the White House next year. Ali Velshi, CNN, New York.